try this again. So I was talking earlier about the barriers to success and the remedies of the barriers to success, and I was touching on the fact that sometimes instead of choosing the remedies to the barriers to success, we choose the pacifiers to the remedies of success. And pacifiers are just temporary fixes, and sometimes those temporary fixes can cause other issues or problems, right? And I talked about how I came across this video on TikTok of this young woman, and she had this prose that was kind of poetic. You know, she was talking about, you know, shots, and she takes shots every time she comes across something that triggers her or that's difficult in her life, right? And so I remember I did a response video to that. If I get a chance, I'll post it. And basically, I was saying that everybody takes shots in their own ways. They may not be alcoholic. Some people overeat. I used to take my shot. My shot was overposted, but I've turned that into something that's beneficial to me or helpful to me, or I'm hoping that will be, right? But another pacifier that I have, and I talked about this before, is release. Now, that release can be a good release, because if it's something that, you know, gives you comfort, that gives you joy, it's a good release. But if you find it's something that's forced, and again, even when you release and there's nothing sexual involved, you know, the thought processes, or if you're engaging with someone else for that assistance, whether it's physical or not, it is a spiritual thing. And if you come across spirits that are unwell, even though you may get your release and that'll pacify you, you know, so that you're able to release whatever, you know, hurtful energy that you had inside of you. But now you've picked up this other energy that's not good, you know, and it may be foreign to you, something that's not something that you battle with in your life daily. So it seems more appeasable, but really it is not. And I talked to y'all earlier about, you know, my introduction, or what I've learned a little bit about, not a lot, about sex magic. I don't know anything really about it, you know, but that's one of the things, is the collection of spirits when that happens. And sex, and that's why when you talk about sex, isn't always just the physical intercourse, you know, there's so much more to it than that. Thought processes, energies, interacting with another being, all of that. So, you know, with the mindset, you know, coming into play, we have to look at stronger ways to combat that. For me, when I used to exercise, you know, first of all, I was attracted to myself. So I was never a sexual thing, but when I used to exercise, that was a form of release for me. And I found that I was attracted to myself, but it never had to go there, because it really strengthened your mind too, because it was tantric, you know, the joy of that, you know, that you're taking care of yourself, the results that it's giving, all of that, you know, it came into play. And so I guess now it would be to explore the remedies when you feel like you want to use a pacifier. Again, it's all about going down to having set procedures and processes in place to overcome, you know, any barriers to success that you may come across. And like I said, the employment thing is a real strong barrier to success for me. I mean, just ridiculously strong. It really affected my spirit. And the reason why is because it's, you know, the opposite of love is a lie. And when you're being lied to or disrespected right to your face, you know, in regards to something that you know, put credence in, or that you love or enjoy, that's a scary thing, you know, because you are making yourself vulnerable to a job, to an employer, expecting them to follow processes and procedures that they put in place, you know, expecting them to have good, honest people that will, you know, carry out these processes. Oh my gosh, is Margarona's closed? It looks like it's closed. Yeah, I don't see anybody. Oh no, there's a car here. No, they're doing something to it. I wonder, was there... I haven't been down this way in a while. I don't know if there's an accident here or if they're just remodeling it, because there's a bunch of lumber and stuff out front. But yeah, and then another thing I'm noticing too, like predators. Let's get ready to turn the camera around. Like, people don't say anything when they know they're on camera. And for now, I can't do it, but just making sure my camera is up just in case. So I can't hear you because I got my earphones on. I'm on a mission. So, and this person could essentially not mean any harm at all. But I can't hear you because I got my earphones on and I'm on a mission. It's hot, and again, I'm on personal development. And like I said, I'm on the internet, so if you find me on the internet somewhere. But, and that's the thing, And I noticed that my review of the thing that included my Black review, there was no views or no likes on it. But, these are actual interactions in how I see and how I perceive, And there may be reasons for it, and that's fine, but yeah. And then maybe that's what it is, because this is the dress that I had on the Black app, which is really just something I sleep on. So I'm easily identifiable by this dress. But if that's where they find me, they can go back there and scan the QR code. But it's okay, because I don't garner any attention. So unless it's something, in line with that. And my belly is really big, and this fanny pack on top of this big belly probably is not helping. It's situating my big ass belly. And this is a weird street to cross, because these cars on the other street could potentially be turning, but it looks like they're not. So I'm gonna walk. I'm like a melting pig out here. All right, so do I think I can cross the street? The answer is no, I cannot. I'm gonna continue walking in this direction. But yeah, it's so many things. So in the future, what am I gonna do? Because I don't like that feeling I get when I have that release, which allows me to unbind myself from being locked into the recliner after a devastation. And the reason that I didn't initially just go ahead and start working on the next thing, because I was tired and I was a little bit depressed about it, because I'm like, here we go again. We're going through this cycle again where, you want a job to be a good experience. You want to be happy that, ooh, I got this job, and ooh, these people were so good to me and so nice, and ooh, all of that. And it seems like something I really, they explained everything to me. And then, you get blindsided, like, bam, you get clocked in your face with something that's inappropriate. And you're like, damn, that's not what you want to, participate in, And I told y'all how great I was feeling. And part of it was from me, but part of it too, a big part of it was from the exchange from that company. I felt valued. I felt appreciated. I felt respected. Up until the point that I felt duped. You know what I'm saying? Until it got to the point where, you're asking me for information that's illegal, that I clearly, addressed in writing, and that doesn't feel good. Because now where the prospect was, ooh, you're going to have this great new place, you're going to learn stuff, and you're going to contribute to, this job really, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to do. I'm going to easily be replaceable. And not only that, but, I can guarantee that I'm probably going to be disrespected in some type of way or fashion, because if they've already taken liberties before I've even gotten there to feel comfortable enough to, ask me some inappropriate questions, even when I said, hey, I'm not comfortable, answering questions about race. It's not okay. It's not okay. And I wasn't ready to address that right then, because it is, it's a lot, And could I have just come out here and come back out and take a walk? No, I just came in from a walk, and I didn't want that to be my whole day. But as it stands, I'm going to get hungry tonight, and I've been craving wings. So I'm going to go get a bag of uncooked wings, which is still expensive. And hopefully it'll be cheaper at the place that I'm going. I don't know. But we'll find out. Speaking more about race, the experience I had yesterday, my last name is Willoughby, as you know. When I was leaving Dollar Tree, there was a truck. I grew up in Hampton, Virginia. And there used to be a Willoughby Spit. And we used to be like, do your family relate to that? And for Black people, that's not really a viable question, because the truth about it is that if a black person has had a famous name out somewhere and you're not a wealthy black family, what that means is that basically your slave owner's family are nearby. That's what it means, okay? And I hadn't seen that name in a long time. You know, after Willoughby Spit in Norfolk, Virginia, I've heard Jamaican people tell me it was a popular name in Jamaica, right? But when I happened upon it again, it was coming from Dollar Tree. There was a truck. There's a new, like, shopping addition to the shopping plaza that's there, the one by Inner Perimeter. And I saw a truck that says Willoughby Construction or whatever. And, you know, I had to laugh to myself a little bit, because I was going to cut across so I can get to Walmart, but I went on the outside of the construction site. But the thought came to me, what if I ran across the owner, and, you know, if somebody said something to me, I'd be like, oh yeah, Willoughby, because I'm stupid like that. Not to start anything, but because it is curious to me, and I just want to see what the response would be. And that's why I think all this racial thing started happening, because, you know, I was waiting. I was saying, but those people won't pay me no mind. I want in their way, they want in mine. I was minding my business, they would mind theirs. But, you know, oh, Willoughby, you know, and I'll be like, oh, that's my last name. So that means that whoever your boss is, his family used to own my family. And just kind of sit back and see who, you know, what would be the where it would go from there. It's just interesting to see, right? And that's when I started walking away from there, and there was a white girl, young white girl, and, you know, I could respect and honor her because she was carrying her bags and traipsing across the grass as I was. And, you know, so I said, hey, how are you? And she was like, hey, she's like, I hate Valdosta. And I thought that's all she was saying, and that hurt my feelings, because, you know, at the moment I'm really enjoying Valdosta and enjoying the outdoors. But she was saying she hates Valdosta. I forget what it's called. It seems like a cab service. I don't know what it is. Valdosta is something where it's a yellow and black van that comes and picks people up. And so I think they were supposed to pick her up at Dollar Tree. And then after she waited so long, she decided to cross the street. Then they probably called her and told her she had to come back to Dollar Tree. And so, you know, she was running across the ditches and stuff, right? And she reminded me of me in a couple different ways. One, traipsing around with the bags, you know, shopping or whatever, enjoying herself. But two, her response, you know, I was just saying hi to say hi, literally. But, ooh, this lighting is horrible. But, but when she spoke back to me, you know, as a young person, because she understands that she's a young person. So sometimes just because we know, you know, whether it be different types of power, authoritative, age, goodness, influence, you know, so you can clearly see I'm an older person, right? So because of that, you know, she had no problem. This is not the man that ran me over, but because of that, she had no problem saying to me, you know, just looking as an older person, she didn't look at race or anything.